Super Metroid is an action platforming game for the Super Nintendo. It was released in 1994 to critical acclaim, standing out as exceptional because of its skillful marriage of action, exploration, memorable items, and unforgettable boss battles. Super Metroid is a classic platformer, full of tough jumps and complex mazes. The challenge is bumped up by the fact that the mazes are full of creatures and aliens that will do everything they can to stop you. While finding your way through the maze of corridors beneath the surface of the planet, you'll track down hidden items, defeat classic bosses like Ridley and Kraid, and ultimately stop Mother Brain's evil plot. Over the course of the game, you will acquire many different weapons, including the Ice Beam, Wave Beam, Plasma Beam, as well as missiles and super missiles. You will also pick up items that will help you navigate the world, such as the grappling hook and the X-ray beam. There are 2 different suit upgrades that you will acquire as the game moves along as well. The Various suit allows you to walk in the lava-filled sections of the zone Norfair, while the Gravity suit allows you to move freely underwater. Along the way, you'll meet allies that will help you navigate the maze, including teaching you how to wall jump, speed jump, and granting you access to secret areas. Super Metroid's story revolves around the last Metroid in the galaxy. Metroids are a mysterious race of creatures capable of devouring the energy of anything that they come into contact with. You play as Samus, a bounty hunter hired to eradicate the threat of the Metroids. In previous games, you stumbled across a baby Metroid that was lost without its mother. It followed you around as if it belonged to you, and you eventually gave it up to scientists to allow them to research its unique powers. Not long after giving up the Metroid, the station that you left it at is attacked. The perpetrator is the leader of the space pirates, Ridley. He then steals the Metroid and flies to the planet Zebus. This planet, in previous games, was home to Mother Brain, who seeks to use the Metroids as a cloned weapon. Once you touch down on Zebus, you are lost in its cavernous underground in your search for the captured Metroid. It's up to you to navigate the maze of corridors and stop Mother Brain's plan to clone the Metroids. You don't see any sign of the captured Metroid until you enter the zone Meridia, where you see the first cloned Metroids. From there, the story begins to unfold again, until you reconnect with the lost baby Metroid at the end of the game. Meridia is a zone later in the game that is filled with water. The zone is a perfect example of the balance between challenging combat, mind-bending mazes, and great artistic aesthetic that is sure to draw you into this game. This is arguably the most challenging zone in the game. Between the sometimes frustrating enemies, aggravating maze sections, which include the most difficult grappling hook sequence in any game ever made, and confusingly difficult boss battle, this zone is sure to strain even veteran gamers. This zone is the pinnacle of what this game strives for, despite the difficulty curve. The beautiful environments and satisfying mazes make this the most outstanding zone in the game. Metroid is a huge franchise. There have been comics, television shows, innumerable fan-made pieces of art, stories, and custom games created surrounding the series. Super Metroid is no exception to this rule, and is perhaps one of the most popular subjects for fan-made material. There are many ROM hacks that are still popular today. A ROM hack allows the user to enter their own content into the game, allowing them to create an entire new version of the game itself. Fan-made art of Super Metroid is often high quality, and Samus's signature power armor has been frequently made into a costume. The impact of Super Metroid is far-reaching in the Metroid series itself, and on gaming in general. The style of gameplay has been spun off into countless clones of the genre, influencing heavily on some of the more successful 2D platforming games that would come after it. Super Metroid has stood well against the test of time and has proven to be one of the most iconic entries in the Metroid series. Right down to its very unique imagining of the villain Mother Brain.